Let's call this fall fragrances with some unexpected twist in terms of fragrance choice. Hi guys, Motusnot Como here. Welcome back to my channel. This is a mod thing. Thanks for stopping by. I wanted to share some of the fragrances that I am wearing with the fall starting. They were actually stuck away, and when the fall season started, I found myself pulling out a number of fragrances that I started wearing this week that I'll be wearing for the next couple of days. And I thought of sharing that with you, letting you know why I have chosen those fragrances. Let's consider this my fall edition. Everyone is wearing their fall edition. The fall is one of the best time to wear fragrances if you are into that. And there's a reason for that. The weather is not so cold that you buried under big coat if you are in a place that has a harsh winter. And the fall is not too hot. Fragrances tend to perform really, really well. What I've liked is that some fragrances that I would think even summer fragrances, as you would see here, I find that they perform so unexpectedly well in the fall that you can either consider them as transitional fragrances or they just shine so much better in the fall. And some of them are all traditional fragrances that you wouldn't think so, but a little bit of research I've done confirmed that there is a little bit of a consensus that some of those fragrances I'm going to mention really work in the fall. Let's call this fall fragrances with some unexpected twist in terms of fragrance choices. Let's go over them. I've sort of set them up for fun with some of books that I am reading, so it would be easier for me to just reach for them this week as I roam around. I'll just zoom on those fragrances and books. So here is my setup for fragrances that I am wearing this week or so for the fall. The first set of fragrance that I think I tend to wear them together, and that's Baccarat Rouge 540 that we all know about. And I like to wear it together with Oud Silk Mood. Those two together are dynamite. We all know about Baccarat Rouge 540. During the fall, there is the smokiness that comes out much more than the sweet sugar kind of feel to Baccarat Rouge 540. If you happen to have this already, Baccarat Rouge 540 by itself is so nice in the fall. And if you cannot handle all the sweetness to it, layering it with Oud Silk Mood becomes just so beautiful during the fall. Now let's move on. Almost all the Tom Ford really that have to do with incense or leather are going to be great for the fall. And I think ombre leather, just like the name says, heavily leather forward, and Ebene Fumé that is really warm but woody are some of the best fall fragrances that Tom Ford has. Now, in terms of sophistication, this is milky, this is sophisticated, this is warm. That's called Mondel Chanel. I think that's one of the best fall fragrances that there is in the Les Exclusive line. Fall is really great for vanilla. And I think one of the best vanilla around is Annie. It gets super sweet, so I also like to layer it with Fan Your Flame. So both of them is by Nishane. And this one has coconut rum, tobacco, tonka, oak moss. cedar wood. So when you mix it with any, but in the fall, it's just the perfect fragrance to wear. I also thought that for diptyque fragrance, this one is really, really nice in the fall. It has a kind of dried leaf quality to it. It's a woody fragrance and a nice, oh my goodness. It just smells so clean, Barber-like, in the best way. So well put together, like you have a nice white shirt on. Diptyque Thumb Down, I think, is one of the best fall fragrances. In terms of musky and warm fragrance, I think Bon Number 9 Chinatown Women, the fragrance I like to wear out of the line, I like to wear the most in the fall. Any other time, I find that it could be a little bit too much. It has a strong tuberose, but at the same time, quite a lot of musk to it. And I think the Bon Number 9 fragrances lend themselves really well for the fall. And I like to layer almost everything. Bon Number 9 with this one, New York Musk. And all by itself also, it's great. I think the biggest surprise for some might be that Chanel number 5 is at its most brightness and impact during the fall. It's true that I haven't been doing the actual perfume, but I've been doing the oil, and I certainly am always looking for the oil. This is a backup, and I'm not opening it yet. I really depend on Chanel number 5 oil, and that doesn't come often. Best time to wear that is in the fall. And one of the things you guys should know with Chanel number 5 is that it's almost, how would I say that? A centrifugal force with Chanel. It goes with almost all other Chanel and it adds some dimension to it. So don't hesitate to layer Chanel number 5 with tons of other Chanel fragrances you may have. If you don't want to do the number 5 by itself, you find it dated a little bit. Now, this is the private line of Guerlain, and I like this one the most. It's Iris Torrifier, and it's because of its coffee note. It's iris, it's powdery, but it's so fresh, but it also comes so warm and nice. I find that coffee notes are like amazing notes to wear in the fall. Now, this is an example of a fresh fragrance. It's this one is by Hermes, and it's one of the Eau de Merveille. There's a tons of Eau de Merveille. This one, which is the amber one, L'Homme de Merveille, is probably one of the nicest freshy fall fragrance that you can wear. Now, last but not least, some of the most unexpected fall fragrances that I find they just shine much better in the fall. This is called Latin Lover, and it's by Connor. Now, it would seem like it is a floral fragrance, but what happened is that this fragrance has this musk in it, white musk, and vetiver as its base. During the fall, I find that this fragrance offers a lot more sophistication to its floralness, if we can put it this way, than you would expect. And I think it's the same thing for this one too, Geranium Odatora, which is by Diptyque. This one was of the first fragrances that was sort of marketed for men and that was intended to be floral. So, they use a lot of geranium when they think about a floral fragrance for men. There is some lavender-like quality to it and freshness, and it lasts so long. I find that I prefer to wear it in the fall as opposed to summer. On summer, the flow comes to it too much, but in the fall, there is some dryness quality to it, and there is some more sophistication to this fragrance by Diptyque Geranium Odatora. Of course, ginger is a very nice note to wear in the fall because it just brings warmth, but at the same time, this one is not winter yet forward because it has so much freshness to it. So I find that Tuile d'Hermès or ginger is a very nice fall fragrance. Those fragrances I find are also bring the fall, help them bring a certain level of sophistication. And it's Tiffany. That's the original. And that's because this is such a fresh fragrance, but it's very musky. You get a lot more, I think, to wearing this fragrance in the fall. You get something on summer, but you definitely get something in the fall. And I think Chloe is a fragrance that I enjoy more when it gets a little bit cold because it has this sophistication to it. Almost this bubblegum-like quality of sweetness, but yet very sophisticated. And that sophistication comes up a lot better even in the fall. Last but not least, Juliette Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. I think this fragrance performs its best when it gets a little bit colder than any other time. And the fall is the best time for it. Yes, I hope you have picked at some of the books also that I am interested, that I have around. I kind of like this one, Special Topics in Calamity Physics. That's a fun book. Of course, the book by Edwidge Danticat, Brother, I'm Dying. It's a great book. I love those classics like Emily Bronte, Wuthering Heights. I love to challenge myself reading William Shakespeare's and trying to get the language. And of course, I have a lot of French books here. Le Père Goriot by Balzac, Baudelaire, French philosophers. I love that. What else have you seen? It's a lot of French books mostly. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Les Confessions. Victor Hugo, Les Travailleurs de la Mer. What can I say? Hope you enjoy this little moment picking at my books and picking at some of the fragrances that I think some of them are unexpectedly much more beautiful in the fall. So guys, I have a lot more fall fragrances to bring to you because it seems like during summer, I just stick to the same type, really, that it gets hot and I'm like, oh, this is all I want to wear. And I find myself just always gravitating on just a few. But in the fall, that's when I explore my sensory adventures in fragrances. I hope you guys enjoyed what I bought you today. That was my fall edition, and I have more fall fragrances that I am going to be bringing you guys. All right, tell me if you like this, whatever this format, books and fragrances. All right, guys, if you like my content, I would really appreciate that you continue some form of conversation in the comments. I just really, really appreciate that. All right, bye.